This is Crossroads, episode 3696, VTR 1905, part 1, take 1.
We've been thinking it over.
Oh, don't strain yourselves.
Yeah, well, you didn't say anything about Sharon not knowing.
So you did tell her?
No, we didn't. But we're doing it here on the premises.
Yeah, we weren't trying to hide it. It was in the spray shop with the curtains drawn. She wouldn't have noticed anyway.
When I say I want a job done in the quiet, what I really mean is I want a job done in the quiet. What's the matter if I got to spit it out to you?
Didn't think Sharon mattered.
Oh, do me a favour.
Well, Mr. Lamont, look, Mr. Lamont, what is wrong? I mean, what's the
Nothing,
trouble?
nothing.
Well, why all this?
Because ever since the hit-and-run business, the police have been sniffing around every garage that's done a bodywork job, and I don't like them sniffing around me. Now, don't get me wrong, there is no connection, absolutely none. It's just that I can do without the attention. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah.
Right. Now, you are still sticking to this story that nobody else knew about it.
It's true, Mr. Lamont, swear it.
Then how do you account for the fact that the word got out? Well, was it anybody else here while you were working on it?
No.
Yeah, well, Benny, but I mean, he knows nothing.
Oh, there was Benny, was there? All right, where is he?
He's out in the workshop somewhere.
I'll go and give him a shout. Now, Mac, don't you go tipping him off what to say, because I can spot that kind of thing a mile away, especially with people like Benny.
Hey, look, Mr. Lamont, take it easy on the lad, will you?
Don't tell me what to do.
Well, he gets confused.
But Benny, come here a minute.
He doesn't like answering questions.
I know how he feels.
He's got nothing to hide. He wouldn't know how to if he did anyway.
Then he's got nothing to worry about, has he?
What's the matter?
Mr. Lamont wants to have a word with you.
Well, with me.
Yeah.
Benny? Come here a minute. Listen, son, that Jag, that XJ6 the fellas were working on, what do you know about it?
Well, nothing.
Come on. You must know something.
Well, Matt was working on it, rubbing it down. I wanted to have him and he wouldn't let me.
I thought you said you didn't know about it.
Slipped my mind.
Yeah, well, your mind's going to slip altogether one of these days.
Yeah, but I knowed about it before then.
How?
Well, so you bring it in.
And did you know that it was a secret?
Oh, no.
Did you tell anybody about it?
Yeah, but the person I told about it don't matter none. Not really.
Why, who was it?
Your son, Mr. Ashley.
And why did you have to tell him?
Well, 'cause he asked.
We've got plenty of time. Shouldn't take us 5 minutes to walk up the Church Road bus stop.
Why, is the number 42 still running?
Every half hour, as far as I know.
Well, they're cutting back such a lot these days, aren't they?
If you hang on, I'll give you a lift. I've got to go to the merchant, so it's on my way.
No, we'll go on the bus as usual. I'd rather. Ron, you won't forget the bank, will you? They're expecting you.
OK.
No, what do I do with my shopping bag?
I still say you're rushing it. You could have taken another week off.
Whatever for?
Or go away somewhere, have a rest, a holiday.
What, on my own? No, thanks. No, I'm really looking forward to getting back. It's the best thing. Too busy to think.
I'm not sure it is the best thing, Mum. You could do with a break, away from the house.
It'll be twice as bad coming back, won't it? Now, stop trying to organise my life. It's early days for that. I've still got all my faculties, you know.
Well, if you're sure, we can't stop you.
No, you can't, love.
Right, so you're going to be late tonight?
Oh, I might be. I'll give you a ring.
All right. Come on.
Don't go overdoing it, mine. First day back.
Don't worry. I'll keep an eye on her.
Bye.
Ta-da.
Not going to be pushed into anything, is she? Well, I'll give her a day or two. Gonna have to have some straight talking now. There are things to be sorted out.
I can't understand Arthur not making a will.
Just one of those things you keep putting off?
I know, but he's such a practical bloke, not one to leave things to chance.
Yeah, it surprised me, too. I'd have thought after that scare he had a couple of years back, the first thing he would have done would be put everything in order. Let's just hope the bank can help us sort it.
I don't have any trouble with it. I mean, it'll all go to Mum, the house and everything.
Oh, yeah, in the end, but it's the time it's going to take.
Fancy another cup of tea?
Yeah, if there's one made. Kev, are you and Glenda going to go on looking for this house?
Nothing's been said yet, but I don't think she'll want to rush it, not after what's happened.
Well, why don't you give up the idea? Settle here. I mean, I'd feel a lot easier in my mind if I...
For the moment, yes, but Not as a permanent thing.
Well, no, I mean, wouldn't expect that. I mean, it's not very easy sharing a house with somebody.
Yeah, well, you haven't got much choice at the moment. Unless you...
Oh, no. Wouldn't work. Well, it's not that we don't get on. I mean, I think the world of her. But sharing a house with your mother, single bloke...
Cramp your style?
Oh, there is that. I was thinking more of me job. I can't very well commute between here and the North Sea.
So you'll be pushing off back then as soon as you settle things?
Well, a couple of weeks. It's a good living. I don't want to lose it.
He does a bit lumbered, though, doesn't he?
Now, look, if you've got any worries about staying on, then let's be having them.
It's easy to talk. I'm married to your sister. She wants to look out for your mum, so what's the point of me voicing my opinions?
Well, if you and Glenda want to go on looking for a house, we might be able to persuade Mum to change her mind. I mean, this place is far too big for her on her own.
Where would you go?
Well, she'd get a flat in the village near her work. You'd get a good price for this place. She'd settle in no time.
It's her home. She's not old. You can't go pushing her.
Who's saying anything about pushing her? It's just an idea.
Well, forget it, Ron. She's had enough upset. We'll stay on.
Yeah. Well, let's just see how things go. I mean, you and Glenda going in for this baby might make all the difference. Glenda's going to need Mum then.
We'll have to talk around first. She's not exactly on our side.
So much fishy. I could smell it a mile off.
I don't trust him.
Well, what's the matter?
Nothing.
Well, what's all the trouble about then?
Well, he's a funny sort of bloke, isn't he?
Well, I thought it looked nice.
What a...
The spray job. I couldn't tell you done one.
Yeah, but that's not the point.
But what's he grumbling about then?
Look, Benny, you just remember what he told you. You saw him drive the car in. After that, not a peep, okay?
But why, Mac?
Well, it's best, that's why.
He's been trouble ever since he took over this place.
Yeah, well, that's up to him, isn't it?
Look, man, we're involved whether we like it or not. He says do something and we do it. Look what's happened now.
You don't have panic, Mac, I give you that.
Look, mate, he's been a headache before you even put your face up in this place.
Oh.
Yeah, and he can lean pretty heavy as well, too.
Yeah, well, he won't be here that long, will he? I mean, it's getting a bit parky for old Reg, the weather, isn't it? You wouldn't catch me here either if I had a pad in the sunshine.
Well, isn't this wonderful, eh? Very handy.
What's that?
Finding all three of you here together.
Well, we're not skiving, mate.
Did I say anything? I just want a quick word with you, that's all.
What about?
Little repair job you did.
Well, which one's that, then?
On an XJ6?
Oh, that one?
That one.
Oh, nothing to that, really.
Hmm?
Just like someone tapping the top of an egg with a spoon. Nothing to it.
But you did it, eh? For my old man, a bit of a rush. That the story, is it?
Story? What do you mean?
Is that the agreement you've come to?
Hey, wait a minute, I'm not with you, Squire. What do you mean?
Shall I put you in the picture, then? The damage occurred to that Jag the night that Arthur Brownlow copped his lot. Aware of that, were you?
Yeah, well, not at the time, no, I mean...
Well, didn't it strike you as peculiar, that somebody brings a car in and wants a hush-hush job done on it the very next day?
Well, no, because we didn't know Arthur was involved.
Anyway, there's no connection.
How do you know?
Because it was for your father.
Then why so confidential?
Well, there was a bird involved, wasn't there?
Yes, I know all about that, Sidney. I don't look quite so bashful. Now, what I want to know is, what happened to that car from the moment it was brought in here, right?
He's not in on it.
Oh, really? Well, that's very funny. Because it was Benny here who told me about the car in the first place. And he said he saw my dad drive it in. That's right, isn't it, Benny?
Yeah.
And that's all there is.
That's all there is of what?
His knowledge, so to speak.
Is that right, is it, Benny? I mean, after it was brought in, you didn't so much as touch it?
Well, nothing.
Or hear anything said about it?
No.
Look, me and Sid did the job.
Benny wasn't involved, Nobby wasn't involved.
What about Sharon?
Well, she knew and you knew. She sort of kicked up about it.
Yeah, and she put it through the books today.
Did she indeed? Okay then, Benny. Off you toddle.
What?
Well, what we've got to talk about now is, kind of private, you know?
Yeah.
Right then. Let's see if I've got the story right so far, shall we, lads? My father brought the car in and told you that Linda Nolan...
There were no names mentioned.
Well, just take it from me, will you, that that was the lady involved, okay?
Okay, fine.
Fine. Linda Nolan bumped her old man's car, right?
That's right.
Did you say how?
Yeah, two idiots have parked on either side of her and she's trying to get out.
And was the damage consistent with that?
Like Sid said, it wasn't much.
Well, how much? I mean, I want this exact. I don't want any of this drivel about tapping the tops of eggs with spoons. What was it like?
There was a dent on the near front headlight, about that big.
Deep?
Yeah, I tapped it out. Just did a bit of filling job there, and, you know, it was like good as new.
Any sign of blood?
Blood?
Listen, man, this came from the car
Just
park.
answer the question, will you? Was there any sign of blood?
Well, of course not. Otherwise, we'd have contacted you.
Oh, yeah?
Well, of course we would.
Look, if we thought this had anything to do with Arthur Brownlow, we'd had no part of this. I mean, look, we're neighbors. Yeah, I know we had our differences, but we were friends.
Okay. Now, the old man paid you in cash, didn't he?
Yeah,
How much?
25 quid each.
Generous.
Well, he's a generous fella, isn't he?
Might well be a desperate fella.
Well, we don't know about that, but we know that that lady was a desperate lady because her old man cuts up a bit rough.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do now, then. The three of us will take a little trip down to the Nick, and you are going to make statements to this effect, and you're going to sign them. Hmm?
Well, is that really necessary?
If it wasn't necessary, I wouldn't ask you, would I? And you're not going to say anything silly like you're not coming or anything, are you?
No. You'll get what you want from us, Squire.
I'll get what I want from everybody in the end, Squire. Believe me.
This is Crossroads, episode 3696, VTR 1905, part 2, take 1.
Have a nice time.
Thank you. Bye.
Good morning, Mrs. Hamilton.
Good morning, Miss Moran. We'll just finish this lot now, and then I think we'll do the rest later.
Right.
Could you tell me what chalet Miss Moran's in?
Yes, it's Chalet 18.
Thanks.
No, it couldn't be anybody from here. All the people at that do knew Mr. Brownlow. They wouldn't just leave him lying in the road.
Must have been coming from this direction, according to the police.
Well, it was probably somebody casual just passing through.
Well, I hope you're right. Come in.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Hunter.
We weren't expecting you back for another week.
Mrs. Brownlow, I really think...
No, it's all right. I know what you're going to say, but I wanted to come back. I'd be happier at work.
Well, don't you think you're pushing things a bit?
Sure you're going to be well enough?
Yes, I'm fine. I just want to carry on as normal.
Yes, well, if you change your mind, decide it's too much for you, just let me know.
Thank you, Mr. Hunter. Look, I know you're doing this for the best, but please don't be too kind to me just now. It's the one thing I can't stand. I just want people to treat me as normal before this happened.
Yes, I understand that.
Right. Well, I'll get on with work then. I just wanted you to know that Glenda and I are back at work.
Thank you, Mrs. Brownlow.
She looks ever so tired.
Keep an eye on her, Diane, will you? And on Glenda. This stiff upper lip business can be deceiving.
Who is it?
Kate Hamilton.
Oh, Mrs. Hamilton, come in. There was no need for you to actually come round. I was just wondering if perhaps the cleaners might come a bit later, that's all.
I didn't come about that.
Oh.
I came because I thought I ought to tell you something that you should hear firsthand. I've been to the police, and as a result, I may be charged with the manslaughter of your father.
But Richard Lord told me that he'd made an
No,
affidavit.
it was nothing to do with Richard. He did everything he promised. He made an affidavit in my favour.
Well, then who's raked it up? Why?
You don't understand. The police didn't send for me. I went to them. I confessed.
You confessed that you murdered him?
Murdered? No.
Well, then what? Manslaughter? What's the difference? He was dead in the end, wasn't he? Mrs. Hamilton, why didn't you leave it? It was all done with. Did you think you were being saintly? Well, you weren't. You were being cruel. As cruel as the murderess you said you were.
Where's you been?
Out.
Why, has anybody been asking about us?
No.
That's all right, then.
That's all right, he says.
I've been thinking. The way he's worrying about his dad, Mr. Ashley. It's funny, that.
What's funny about it?
Well, we could have given that a miss for sure, mate.
Yeah, well, it's all official now, isn't it? All signed and sealed. Not going to please our old friend Reg very much, I'm afraid.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes. The law is the law, mate. When they ask, you deliver.
Yeah, well, it'll soon be over now anyway.
We hope.
Yeah, well, when they find out who did it, it'll take the heat off him, won't it?
Wonder if that was the car. Where do we stand?
Oh, where's Mandy?
She's in the cellar counting bottles. Mr. Paul wanted a list of claret or something.
I know. He's shouting for it now.
Well, she won't be long, just a couple of minutes, she said.
Well, we might as well wait then. Anything to keep out of the restaurant.
One of his tantrums.
Well, let's just say he's working up to one.
How's Auntie Kath? First day back can't be easy.
Oh, she's all right. I'm keeping an eye on her. Just waiting for somebody to say the wrong thing, that's all.
Yeah. Glenn, what's Ron doing with himself today?
Ron? Dunno, I think he's going to the bank. Sorting things out at home, you know.
I might pop round this evening, if that's all right.
Yeah, of course. Be glad of the company. Seems very quiet these days.
Head of the family, wasn't he? Like most dads. Nobody to turn to now.
Yeah, I suppose that's it.
Still, it's good that Ron's staying on for a while, isn't it?
Ron? Well, it won't be for very long. I mean, once he's sorted the bank out, he'll be going back to Scotland.
Is that what he said?
Doesn't have to. Can't say I blame him, really.
Oh, well. She'll have you and Kev for company. And the baby to look forward to later on. You haven't changed your mind, have you? Only nothing's been said lately, Glenn.
No. It's just Mum's so dead set against the idea. I didn't want to go upsetting her just now, you know. But I haven't given up. We've had to cancel one appointment, but we'll make another one as soon as we can.
Great. I'll keep my fingers crossed then.
Linda, have you got that cellar list?
I was just waiting for mine.
Well, will you hurry up? He's driving me mad in there. Please, I can't cope.
Who is it?
David Hunter.
What do you want?
Mariah, did you hear?
Yes, come in. What is it?
I have just left Mrs. Hamilton. She's very upset.
Oh, is she? Well, I've just been informed that my father was murdered. How do you think I feel?
Yes, I understand that.
What are you trying to do here?
I'm not sure.
It's a mess, isn't it?
Yes, it is. You misunderstood, Gina. There is no question of murder. Mrs. Hamilton simply told the police the truth as she's seen it since the inquest.
You mean she didn't tell the truth before the inquest?
She wasn't sure then. She's not sure now. She's confused. Terribly confused.
Or is she terribly clear? It's about the company car, isn't it? The one she said she used the night of the murder. Oh, I know all about that. And so did Richard Lord. She's forced herself to go to the police out of sheer terror, in case Richard or I got there before she did.
Are you saying that Richard Lord or you threatened her in that way?
Did you see the affidavit Richard made before he went to Canada?
I saw a copy.
And would you say that that in any way threatened her? And now she's put him in danger of perjury because he tried to help her. You've come for exactly the same reason as she's come. You know she might not be charged with manslaughter, but murder. And you've come to find out how much damage I can do to her on the witness stand. From now on, Mr. Hunter, anything more we have to say about this business should be dealt with through our respective solicitors.
It is a matter for the solicitors.